Peace and love. It's good to be back. Let's do a Lenormand reading with the Grandma Babies. Black and gold. Lenormand. To see what Spirit has in store for us. Let's see. And I'm going to try to keep it somewhat short. I have a hard time keeping readings short because I usually see a lot in them. And these cards in particular are very powerful. So sometimes it can go on for a while, but we'll see where Spirit leads us. All right, let me cleanse my hands before we start. My third eye, my crown. Thank you, Spirit. And thank you for being here with me. Okay. Thank you, Most High, Mother, Father, Creator, highest energy of all. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, ancestors, for your strength, your courage, your direction. Thank you, angels, for your protection. Thank you, higher self, for your knowledge and your fearlessness. Let's continue to move forward. Thank you, angels. What messages do you have for us tonight to aid us in our healing, to aid us in acquiring abundance, or seeing the world abundantly every day, loving ourselves in every moment? What messages do you have for us? Thank you, Spirit. Cards are interesting tonight. Have the snake. Some of us are going through major transformations at this time. Some of us could be dealing with difficulties. The Tower. The Corn. Right from this line here, Spirit is saying it's time to harvest. The Tower sometimes deals with isolation to me. So difficulties here, going through a transformation or transformative energy where there could have been isolation or feeling of loneliness, and moving into abundance here with the corn. Seeds that have been planted beforehand here, maybe in this space of the Tower when things were still and not moving. If this wasn't the case, it should be the case. Spirit is saying do that now. This is a theme for a lot of my readings, right? Understanding the power that can come from those still moments, in those moments where you feel like you are alone or there's isolation. You're never alone. All right, the bouquet. The table. The book. Oh, the cross. The mountain. From cotton on porch of a sharecropper's home, Maria Plantation, Arkansas, 1935. And I'll link this deck below. This is a beautiful, powerful deck here. And she used archival photos for her deck. Let's see, so I've used it a few times on this channel. It was a beautiful gift from a friend, a spiritual friend. Precious, thank you. I always think of you when I bring this out. This is the ring, so being committed to yourself, being committed to your spiritual vision, being committed to your higher self, being committed to your ancestors. All those things are in that card for me, all right? For some of you all, contracts are on the way, all right? Signing contracts. The Lenormand, it's a practical reading system. And so however you choose to read it in a practical manner, it's there. But it's also a powerful spiritual tool for me in the way that I read. And these cards lend themselves well to that way. On the bottom, we have the key, all right? Who's the key? We are. The key is something important information coming in, an important change. It could be anything, all right? But it's important to know that in life that we are the key. All right. Let's take a quick peek. I'm going to get one of these as well. In the middle here, it's the idea of who are we allowing at our tables at this time. Could have been some sadness. We have the snake out here. We have the tower, feelings of isolation, maybe not seeing things clearly, right? But Spirit is saying this is coming to an end here. We also have the mountain. That's always a difficult card too for me in the readings, no matter where the placement is. Because the idea is that, this is Marcus Garvey. I'm going to put him down here as well. We'll pop them in there. And then we have the abundance on the bottom. Nina Simone. Maybe she'll speak to us as well. We have the James River. I'm going to put them to the side. Malcolm X. We want to make sure that we're speaking clearly, that we're using our voices, especially in the times that we're living in right now. No matter where you are and what you do, you have a voice that you can use that can be powerful. Whether you're speaking to one person, whether you're speaking to two or many, you know. Spirit says it doesn't matter how many people you're talking to. If you're speaking with love in your heart, true conviction, with a powerful mind, utilizing your mind, which is your gift, this card comes out saying that your mind is extremely powerful. All right, so you have a gift of speech, gift of being able to take those thoughts and put them in a way that people can understand them. You also have the gift of talking to the everyday person, right? So Spirit is saying be aware of that and have an understanding of your placement in society where you are. For some of us, we want so much. We want to be so many places. We want to be so many things to so many people. But don't forget, the Spirit says that we are the key. So how are we the key? The key can be on the simplest terms and just talking to the people that we see as we go throughout our days. And for some of us, we're placed in certain areas and in certain circumstances where we have to talk to people, you know, everyday people. And so we want to make sure that we're speaking clearly and we're speaking in ways that help them understand their beauty and their importance and them as the key as well. This right here is somebody who's packing up and moving, right? Packing up and moving. And so in the middle of this reading, we have the table. And so earlier we said, where are you at? Who's at the table with you? You want to make sure that you are sitting at the right table and that you're also making sure that you're inviting your ancestors to sit at the table with you as well. And I'm just looking. The snake, bouquet, and the cross. Spirit is saying there might have been some difficulties in the past. We see that here with the clouds. But this is also a beautiful time or a powerful time of transformative energy. And right around the corner with this transformation, there's a gift given to you, a spiritual gift, right? For some of us, the gifts we carry and the gifts we're given and the gifts that we come here with, there's a heaviness to them. Not in a negative sense, but it means that we have work to do. And we have a certain power that we hold that must be shared with others, right? Not putting ourselves in a tower position where we feel like we're better than others and we can't come down from that tower. That's the danger of the tower energy too, where you're up at the top and you're looking down and you feel like you have nothing to share or you feel like you're above it all. And that's the danger. We have to be able to come to the table. So Spirit is saying, come from out the tower, come to the table, or open the door to the tower and invite people to the table, no matter what, whichever one. But see, it's the idea of isolation. Spiritual isolation is one thing, but the whole idea of spiritual isolation and crafting and coming up with your ideas, if that's what you're working on, a creation, is that it has to be shared eventually, right? This could be something that's difficult. Sharing the creation, sharing the idea, because we have the mountain here. It's the idea of things not moving or being unmovable. All right. But also the mountain deals with power. So whatever you have to share, this reading is a theme with us on this channel. And so a lot of you all are extremely powerful. You have something to offer. All right. It doesn't have to be this. Everybody's not reading. Everybody's not doing this. Everybody's not talking and connecting with spirit in its way. But everybody has something. And everybody has some type of talent and gift, right? This is a danger here with the tower, the snake in the tower here. Isolation brought on by selfishness. We want to make sure that we're not in those spaces, that we're in a position to share ourselves with others, and we're able to harvest with other people. That's with the corn. This person isn't harvesting by themselves. They're harvesting with someone else. Not being afraid to go your own way, speak your own truth, be your own person, write your own path. Nina Simone, the energy of this card for me is the voice. It's very distinct. You know, if you put on her music, you know it's her. I don't care what song it is. And so this is you as well. It's the idea that we all carry an individual signature, something that is extremely important and special to us. When we stay in the tower too long, we start to forget how special and how significant and how important we are to spiritual creation. All right, we start to have a distorted view of ourselves, our purpose, and who we are and what we have to offer the world. For some, it's not feeling like they have anything to offer at all. And for the others, it's an arrogance, all right? Feeding people misinformation, not communicating with spirit, but giving people information based on ego, putting yourself in a position of God, right? Without having the ability to communicate with the Most High energy, not in the right way, right? So we want to make sure that we're being vulnerable, we're being tender, but yet strong, right? That we're willing to go deep in and look at those inner truths, those things that we might not want to see. That we care for ourselves now so that we are cared for in the future. That we're not isolating ourselves in the tower to a detriment of our mental health. That we're not relying on the approval from anybody else when it comes to our voices and how we speak and how we show up in the world. That we're not allowing ourselves to be manipulated by others. And that we're pure. Nina Simone spoke about freedom. It was important to her. Idea of being free. Free to be who you are. Free to speak your truth. Free to walk your walk. That's the energy of Nina Simone here. It's a tenderness, a vulnerability, along with the strength of a lion, right? Spirit is also saying go with the flow. This is also Mother River, right? And so giving offering, speaking with your ancestors at this place. They're also at the table with you. So if you feel isolated, if you have no one, you have this river, or you have a body of water that you can go to and sit beside and talk to. The beautiful thing about the river is as it's moving, what you say and how you speak to it with love and healing and power in your heart, the vibration of your words and the vibrations of your messages, they move along the currents to their destination. How do I know this? I know. There's certain things I just know. All right? And it's the same thing for you as well. Ancestrally, there's certain things you know. This is the true abundance. The knowing who you are, knowing your truth, knowing your spiritual gift, knowing your spiritual purpose. Staying committed to your learning here. Not being in a place where we feel like we know it all. There's no more learning to be done. And that's kind of a theme that I teach, and you've heard me talk about that before. But I have a lot of kids, my students, we don't learn anything. We don't come to school, we don't learn anything. And it's an interesting thing to me because when I was in school, I never thought that way. Yes, we would maybe do some concepts, maybe math. I'm like, when are we going to use this? But the idea to already close your mind to any type of learning, or to not to believe that learning can happen at any moment, any day, in any second, there's learning that can happen. If you open your eyes and your ears, right? If you are honoring yourself in that way, it's a powerful thing to honor yourself enough to want to learn and not close yourself up to any type of learning. That can happen with the Tower. The Tower is a powerful card, but it also could be arrogance, where you feel like you know it all, right? Or you know things and you withhold the information from others. Guys, this reading, anytime I do a reading, is for you, it's for me, it's for anybody who listens and who can find something in it. But Spirit is saying, open yourself up to new information. Be committed to that part of yourself. Be careful. Be careful. This is a powerful energy. This is Marcus Garvey. He was loved by many, understood by many, hated by many, not understood by many,